Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Schoolboy here with another video coming at you. Today we're going to be talking about BelleCollective. But before we get started, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you push it. The more you guys like it, the more things get pushed through the algorithm. The more, we can create some revenue and some money around here. So y'all make sure y'all do so. That and then also hit the notification bell button. That way, anytime I drop a new video, y'all will get that notification that a new video is on the page. If you haven't caught up on all of the content that is on the page, make sure y'all do. It's always greatly appreciated by y'all liking the videos, pushing them, and sharing. It really does help. Make sure also that you guys are checking out Hotline Bling. This is a show that is executive produced by me and Chef Don Don. It does premiere every Friday at 10:15 Eastern, 9:15 Central. It does come on after BelleCollective. It is a virtual talk show discussing reality TV, fashions, and hot topics. And it is very, very messy. We have a good time filming that over there. So make sure y'all go to Chef Don Don's channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit the notification bell button. So when he drops these episodes every Friday, y'all make sure y'all get them. Now, y'all still will get an episode this coming week. I do know Thanksgiving is coming up, but we are not taking a hiatus. We will take a hiatus for Christmas, though, but for Thanksgiving, you guys still will get an episode. So we will still be filming an episode this week to drop on Friday. So let's get to the stuff that is on BelleCollective. So this is BelleCollective season 4, episode 2, Bromance Before Romance. And I just want to make sure you guys can follow me on Twitter as well as Instagram. You can always donate to the channel as well via Cash App or Venmo. Everything is scrolling around down at the bottom of the screen. I just want to remind y'all that everything that is said on this show is alleged and it is in my own opinion. So, hey, if we fall out over it, then oh well. Also, really quick, I just do want to make sure if you want to promote your business on School of Love or Hotline Bling, please email us at admin@tcddproductions.com. I didn't want to forget to get that up in there real quick. So, Friday's episode was the way. Now, I did notice that some people are still saying season 3, how OWN has it put in the system is season 4. So I'm gonna go with the way OWN has it broken up. This is season 4, episode 2, Bromance Before Romance. The episode opens up with Latiesha pulling up in her leased Porsche. Cause I'm gonna just say it's leased because I don't believe that you own no damn Porsche. I'm sorry. Because the fashions would match the Porsche and it don't. So she pulls up in her leased Porsche to meet her contractor DP at this assisted living property that Marie and Essie have invested in with her. And, this is one of many properties. And they talked about this in the first episode. And a side note, Essie looks like life has tore her down in them damn scrubs. I don't know. She looks horrible. I understand she was probably working hard, and baby, it shows. Marie's hair looks ate off in the bike. And it looks very uneven. It looks like a damn crispy helmet placed on her head. She got so much damn gel on it. I wonder if she got that brown gel on her head. It's ridiculous. Anyways, Essie is asking how the conversation went with Latrice, and I'm like, girl, it seems as you're always the plus one that stays wanting to know the mess, but yet you don't want somebody saying if you licking on Marie Cootie Cat. Essie irks me in so many ways. It just really does. Letitia's acting like she checked Latrice down, and I'm like, ma'am, that was not the case. Okay. Again, here goes Marie and Latiesha trying to put it out there that Latrice is an alcoholic. What I don't like on reality TV shows is when you're trying to make people seem as if they are alcoholics. It is not cool because folks ain't alcoholics. They're not that. It's disgusting to me to know that this is how y'all present a lot of things on reality TV. And I got to hold Carlos King for this because this is gross. I'm sorry. I don't like when they do that on any reality show, when you start playing with addiction and saying that people are drunk all the time and yada, yada, yada. So Marie is up here talking about, did you hold her accountable? I'm like, you can't even hold your own son accountable to take care of his kids. Ma'am, please. Or that husband that's been missing in action that you claim you divorced from. I don't know, but ma'am, you have a hard time keeping people in your own household accountable. You need not to speak on Latrice. That's just my opinion. Latiesha says she can't be babysitting nobody, and it's like, girl, you can't keep Lil Boosie from cheating on you. So how you gonna be checking Latrice? That's my opinion. Again, Latiesha is a snake in the grass. I peeped that last year, and it's crazy that this group cannot figure that out, but I can figure that out. It's just wild to me. So Latrice meets up um with Melanie at April's boutique, and they ask April to be a panelist on Latrice's upcoming event that she has going on at the college. Tambra comes in as well, and they begin to talk about speaking at the event, and she wants it to flow naturally and be personable, which I kind of like with speaking events, for people to be down to earth and be personable, because at the end of the day, that's the best way to show your humble, your rawness, your realness. I like that. Some people don't. I would rather get the real you than something that you're trying to put on for cameras, etc. So Latrice explains how Latiesha was upset about her speech at the brunch, and all the girls said that but yet all the girls that were saying that she was the most memorable at the brunch. Again, I've seen a lot of tweets from people that went to the brunch, and a lot of the people that said that they were not offended by anything Latrice said, that they are playing this up on the camera for a storyline, and I can definitely see that. So April says Latiesha should be more concerned about the logistics of her brunch and why the food was cold. And if you remember, Akeisha did bring up bring up complaints at one point as well about these brunches. And you remember Akeisha said them damn plates was nasty and they was dirty. And again, I saw people tweeting said that they was at that particular event, and it took them 2 to 3 hours before they even got inside the event. The food, when they did get it, was cold. There was a lot of complaints, but it was not. I didn't see a lot of people complaining about necessarily about Latrice, but about how this was set up, because they were filming this for the show. Okay. Latrice brings up that Latiesha was the real person that didn't want to accept Akeisha into the collective and blamed Tambra instead. And that's what she directed to do. And again, I believe it. And Latrice did tweet that she had already had this conversation with Tambra in private way before this was actually filmed. So they actually refilmed this again to place it on TV. But Tambra knew that Latiesha was the one that set that up to make it look like that. And they did address that at the last reunion. And it seems a lot of you people on Twitter are missing that. I don't know why, but it did happen. Y'all might want to go back and rewatch the reunion from last year. Tambra said she knew and she didn't say anything, but she does appreciate Latrice's apology in regards to the situation. So then we slide on down the street again to Tambra and Damon. They're at a baby store to look and shop around. Tambra is trying to continue to keep the pregnancy under wraps for the time being, due to, she having difficulty with getting pregnant, the fibroids, the doctor's saying she has a really delicate uterus. She doesn't really want to tell too many people because she wants to get out of that first trimester before she says anything, which is understandable. She gets upset up Damon. So she asked Damon, like, dude, did you tell anybody? And he was like, well, yeah, I told my baby sister. And it's like, at the same time, Tambra, you can't expect him to keep it quiet. He's a first-time father. They're gonna be giddy about it, and they're gonna want to tell someone. It's his sister. And then they flash through the social media, posts, and now she see why his little sister kept, making comments, because it's like she already knew. Okay. So she gets upset about it and says, she's upset. He says she called her sister, and she's like, well, she's a nurse, and that's the reason why I did it. But the argument is cute. It's like, come on, girl, it's his first child. You should have known he was going to tell somebody. That's just how I feel. So in the next scene, we open up to the next scene at Latrice's mom's retirement party, and we see Stormy makes an appearance as a crossover, but yet she was not mic'd. Carlos, you failed at that crossover, if you ask me, but whatever. Okay. But she wasn't microphoned up, so it was like, kind of like, what's the point? Sophia is there with JJ and she's talking to Tambra, and we see JJ's daughters come in, and Sophia says they still need to have a conversation with them. And I just want her to leave them damn girls alone after that mess with their mom. I just really feel like, Sophia, it's not happening. Leave it alone. Sorry. Suck it up, Buttercup. But if the damage is done, you try to press charges on their mama, they ain't gonna see it for you ever. So it is what it is. Gloria comes into her party and she looks beautiful at her retirement party. And I thought this was amazing to see Latrice retire your mom. This is something that we all wish to be able to do one day, is retire your parent so they ain't got to work no more. And, they can live their best life. Cliff asked Latrice why was it Lil Boosie and Latiesha at the party, and she explained she felt like Latiesha ripped her to shreds when they had their private conversation, and her feelings was hurt. And Cliff says, well, Lil Boosie is a stand-up guy, and he's never stabbed me in the back. You two ninjas are one of the same, and that's why y'all don't feel it's no issue. But at the end of the day, you fighting to hang out with Lil Boosie more than you fight for your marriage. So that also says a lot about you. I feel as though in marriage, you should be standing by your wife. But then again, old man River ain't gonna stand up for his wife like he should anyway. He treats her like his daughter and not his wife. So it is what it is. Basically, Cliff is saying that she needs to go ahead and make up with Latiesha and her bad wigs, because him and cheating Lil Boosie are friends. And I feel like this. Stay out of the women's damn business. Let them work it out if they work it out. And you and Lil Boosie can still have y'all relationship on the side, but stay out of the women's business. Cliff, find you something to do, okay? In my opinion, husband should be one with your wife, and we know that ain't the case for grandpa, so it is what it is. Latrice ain't feeling it, and I understand. I wouldn't be either. They do gift her mom with an all expenses paid trip to Vegas, and it was very sweet, and I loved seeing that. So we fly on down the street to Latrice shows up at the Jacksonian event and begins her interview. She's throwing a little shade in the interview and says she doesn't care if Latiesha hears about it. At this point, it is what it is. I did think it was dope that Latrice does have a mentorship program, and she's helping others learn. And we need to see more of that when it comes down to Black women in business. I'm going to always applaud that. She asked her glam team after the interview, how did she do? And they said, we can tell you was on edge about some things, but then you calmed down. Latrice says, yes, she was on edge about a few things. Latrice says she still felt small in the conversation with Latiesha and her complaints of her coming drunk to an event. She claims that she actually got 2 bookings from the event. So how could she really be that bad? And my thing is, how do you gain bookings for something and people were so offended? Because I don't see how anybody would book you for anything if they were offended. Don't know 100% if I buy anything that Latiesha is saying, because again, Latiesha she's a snake in the grass and a known liar, and I've caught it by the body language and bad wigs. She said she thought Latiesha was a big sister to her, and that's not the case. And to be honest, Latrice ain't nobody big sister to nobody. Latrice can't give advice to nobody. If you ask me, she couldn't lead a dog to water to drink out of the bowl. I wouldn't trust anything Latiesha has to say about anything about anything. And again, to be honest, I've always felt Latiesha was a snake, but that's totally my opinion. Some of y'all I've seen on Twitter say that that's not y'all's opinion. Y'all don't believe that, but it is what it is. The next scene, Sophia and at JJ and Sophia's house. We're at Sophia and JJ's house, and his mama come out complaining that Sophia ain't made her no coffee. Ma'am, if you don't get your ass down there and do it yourself, please. I was like, the scene, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, seemed very fake and very forced. I'm sick of JJ and Sophia because I don't feel nothing is authentic with them. I don't care what none of y'all say. Y'all can tell me about how he acted on Bring It. I watched him back then. Yes, he's a fool and he's funny and he's a clown, but some of this stuff seems forced because there is no real storyline between JJ and them. And it's because they can't play with them daughters no more as a storyline. They can't play with Selena as a storyline. So now we're just going to keep playing around here with the mama because that's what we got left. And that's what it gave. And to me, and honestly, this ain't no damn bed and breakfast, ma'am. You can go down there and make that coffee. To me, she need to be in a retirement community playing shuffleboard or going down to the bingo hall. I can't see it. No shade, but two women cannot live in the same household. And when I mean that, I mean it's mother-in-laws and daughters-in-laws. I mean sometimes mother and daughters. I mean any combination of two women. That one woman is the head supposed to be head of household with her husband. It ain't gonna work. It's not. Sophia says it's time for her mother-in-law to go. She can't place things down in her house a certain way without her moving it. JJ come in talking about he can't pay the light bill, and I'm like, Ninja, if you using the automated system, why? Get on the damn app and make the payment, JJ. Like, stop playing with me. JJ says it's hard to just leave. Is it hard to just leave the percolator out to Sophia? And she's acting like she's so damn busy that she can't do that. Then JJ and these ghetto ass crystals in the back of his head, I cannot with them. The mama starts pulling the plastic off the rug that they wanted down there because of the dog. My thing is that you can train the dog not to go in there. But hey, it's their house, and the mama gets mad and walks off. And Sophia says, basically, nigga, if you don't get your mama got to go. Oral comes back and says to JJ, you don't have to worry about him kicking her out. She gonna go herself. And ma'am, you shouldn't have been there in the first damn place if you ask me. So we reach the last and the final scene of the episode. We see Latiesha in this acrylic ass wig. I swear to God, her wigs are horrible. They're either not plucked right. They look like they're just sitting on her head. They're not mounted or installed right. I don't know what is going on with Letitia hair, but it is horrible. It's horrible. She's in another bodysuit that is not flattering to her. And Lil Boosie got on this little tight, I don't know, Hawaiian looking ugly shirt he got on. And they're on this date night together. He tells her he invited Latrice and Cliff to the dinner. And Letitia looks at him like, with that acrylic wig on, like he crazy. She gets up to leave and he says, they've double dated before. There was no issues. She act like she gonna get up. Ma'am, if you don't sit your ass down and get this check for the scene, like, stop it. So Lil Boosie says in his confessional that he knows Latrice and Letitia aren't getting along, but he took it upon himself to invite them anyway. He wants to hang out with Cliff. Again, Ninja, you can hang out with Cliff on the side that doesn't include y'all wives. Stay out of whatever beef the wives have. I swear, these men act like they getting a check on these shows just as much as these women are, and I can't get with it. Instead of hanging out with Cliff on your own and staying out of the business, Cliff comes in with a wrinkled purple lavender shirt on. I guess he trying to match with Latrice. It looked a mess with some skinny jeans on, and I'm like, y'all couldn't use some iron and some starch for y'all left. And Latrice looked like a damn glittered up disco ball. I don't know what the hell she had on. That dress was not it. I didn't like it. And it didn't fit properly at that. Latrice says she is back at home with Cliff and things are getting better. And I'm just like, that's for the moment. You're gonna be complaining about Old Man River in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Latrice says they haven't been in a good date in a while with she hasn't been on a good date in a while with Cliff because it's always them arguing and stuff like that. So she hopes it goes well. Meanwhile, Letitia and this wig are doing affirmations, and Lil Boosie is looking at her like, what the hell is she doing? Both women said they didn't know that they both would be there. Now both women are being sarcastic and nice nasty at the table, and I'm like, just grit and bear through this scene because we know clearly y'all are at odds and this is not gonna work. Latrice is calling Lil Boosie weird. I mean, not Latrice, excuse me. Letitia is calling Lil Boosie weird, and I'm like, you married this weird ass, so don't that make you weird too? The men told their wives they look out for each other more than their wives do. And at this point, I wanted to know, are y'all hunching? Because, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my bro, to death. But she got a wife. And at the end of the day, our relationship is our relationship. And her relationship with her wife, I'm not equal to her wife. That's not something I'm ever going to be. And I just find this bromance relationship real weird to me. You are supposed to respect your wife's feeling, and neither one of you are, and it's just trash to me. Tisha says Lil Boosie and Cliff have insecurities, but everyone at the table has them, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. So it's like calling the pot calling the kettle black. Letitia says, you comparing Latrice to letting you down is like your husband does is foolish, and a friend and a spouse are two different things. So my thing is for Letitia to sit there and say, well, Glenn uh lets her down just as much as Latrice, they wouldn't even be equal anyway. Your spouse should not even be on the same level as your friends. So I'm wondering if that acrylic or that non-helmet wig is really screwing up your brain cells, because that's crazy as hell. And I've heard and seen on Twitter that the events do not run smoothly that you have. So if your brand is suffering, you may want to correct how you run these so-called brunches, Letitia, instead of saying that it's Latrice's fault. You might want to get, like April said at the beginning, you might want to get your logistics correct on these brunches, because you're still getting complaints that they're not running smoothly. So are you just throwing these brunches in scenes on the show just so you can make a little bit of coin, or are these brunches actually lucrative? Because I'm confused. I really am. So Letitia blames Cliff for Lil Boosie's changes, and ma'am, your husband is grown, and if he's allowing another man to change him, that's an issue that he needs to address with himself. Boosie needs to work on Boosie and worry about Boosie. Little Boosie and Cliff leave to go to the bar and leave Latrice and Letitia at the table, and Latrice says she needs another drink, and she says it's smart, like, because you know I'm an alcoholic. And Letitia says, I drink, but it's a time and a place to drink. And Latrice basically says, here we go again with her attacking her, and the episode ends. I also will say this too, Letitia, if you don't want panelists to have access to drinking and you don't want them to be drunk at events, don't serve alcohol. It's as simple as that. But with brunches, most people are going to expect mimosas to be there, at minimum mimosas. Don't add hard liquor, don't add Remy, don't add Hennessy, don't add nothing else. Or don't have liquor at all. Or tell your panelists, hey, you're not allowed to drink while you're up here. You can drink after you finish your portion. Again, Letitia needs to direct her issues with how her brunches are being ran with her, because it starts with you. You are the owner of this so-called empowerment brunch mess that you claim that you're doing. I don't really know what it is, but it sounds like a bunch of bullshit that you came together to have a storyline for this show, because you ain't had nothing else going on. So that is my review for BelleCollective this week. Catch me out tomorrow for back-to-back lives for Married to Medicine and for Real Housewives of Potomac. I will get those thumbnails up and those lives set for tomorrow. So, again, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If y'all would like to donate, y'all can donate. And if you would like to email me about any topics y'all would like me to discuss, y'all can email me at schoolboyscholars@gmail.com. Until then, I will see y'all next time and, in another space.